Alrighty.
No, that was a sync. We did it on purpose. Boom.
It was smooth. It was beautiful. It harmonized in a glorious way. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are spawning into King Sejong Station, the first map of the series and of the night. And in this PvP, spawning in the top left, in the blue, currently teamless, it is our Protoss player Rain.
He's actually on, he recently joined My Insanity, actually.
Ah, there you go.
So yeah, I guess he's the Grandmaster, though, still here on NA. But his opponent spawning in the bottom right corner, I believe representing himself in NA as well, it is going to be desRow. Yeah, he recently joined My Insanity. His IEM San Jose showing was his first tournament showing, I believe, under that team name. And he made it to the made it to the grand finals, and actually ended up just losing it 3-4 to Hero in a PvP matchup, which is the same one that he's playing here.
Well, desRow is going to be up against it even more then. Yeah. I mean, Hero is a phenomenal player just in general, but he does say PvP is his weakest matchup, so maybe, I don't know, if you ended up winning, or maybe that was just all mind games in the first place, we could say.
I know, right? I think all Protoss players say that PvP are their weakest matchup. Well, most Protoss players.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just, oh, for God's sake, he can do that stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. So, as we do jump into this game, let's see what exactly these two players are doing. desRow, opening it up, he's chrono... Whoop. I was going to say that he is chrono boosting up his warp gate. Took his double gas already. And is... I'm not sure what he's going for.
I think he's making... Is that his second Stalker? No, that's his first Stalker.
First Stalker,
yeah, so chronoing out that warp gate, I'm kind of thinking about it. This could... it could be 2-gate pressure. Could be... He's got a lot of gas, so I think he's going to follow up with maybe even Sentries, but then I don't know why he put down the second gate instead of going for a faster Nexus. Well, I'm not 100% sold on anything yet. Maybe it's even just a heavy blink style. Or a delayed blink style. Yeah, double Stalker's following this up.
Yeah. So getting that double gas and not putting down any tech. And he didn't have a proxy pylon on the map, so it's not like he's going to do a proxy Stargate, at least just yet. But Rain is going to be opening up with the Twilight Council. And,
yeah, getting the blink.
Yep. So he's going to be showing off his micro a little bit here with the 3-gate blink at the moment. While desRow looks like he's gearing up for an expansion, actually, so...
Yeah, an expansion covered by 3 Stalkers as well, which means that when he pushes out initially, he might have a unit advantage, but very quickly I think we're likely to see Rain take a bit of a lead in that regard, and then follow it up with just the brute force of 3-gate, maybe even adding on a 4th gate later, blink Stalkers that are going to just be outclassing the non-blink Stalkers that desRow will be bringing to the battle. Especially with that Nexus down, it's going to come down to control, and we've already seen top-grade players like Stardust and like Rain, indeed, able to exploit the kind of positioning on Sejong and just work around Nexus cannons and force field positioning to really pick apart an opponent, even another Protoss opponent, with blink in general.
Yeah, it really does come down to the control and execution, of course. And Rain is already moving out here. His blink is almost done, and it even looks like he's going to be setting up for an expansion off of it. But this Nexus is going to be pretty vulnerable until it does complete, and that is when the Photon Overcharge will be going down. But what makes me a little bit scared is that once the Photon Overcharge does expire, like you were saying, you know, Rain's blink control is going to be put to the test, and we'll see if desRow is going to be able to hold it. And I like the Robo follow-up, because getting a good amount of those Immortals out, they are going to allow you to push this back. But you do need to get them to stack up. You can't just have one Immortal and then...
No, you got to be super careful. Trying to make sure that he gets a useful overcharge down, and I think that was kind of necessary. But even so, these Stalkers are going to be able to blink away and not really take that many losses. If this Nexus goes down, then he might have even left it. Yeah, that is on very, very low health. The Mothership Core is coming up as well. I think that Rain's going to try and go in. Actually, he saw the Immortal, and I think he backed off. But he's going to go into the main, try and do some damage up there. and I think it's going to be successful. All of desRow's forces are on the low ground. We're going to see probes picked off immediately, cutting into the income of desRow. Rain even going to get a pylon before he gets out of there and loses absolutely nothing, and then he goes back
the
to
Nexus is
natural.
exposed.
Yeah,
it is, and all he has to do is just do some good blink control and maybe lose a stalker or two. Is he even going to lose one?
Nope.
Oh man,
not even
Rain.
one.
Even saving the mothership core. Wow. And then he's going to follow it. Oh, got to be careful though. He's going to follow it up here with the Stargate as well, and he already has his expansion on the way. It's about halfway done. And that's not a good position for desRow. That 400 mineral investment is pretty much null and void. He didn't even get any use out of that at all. Oh, and it's Immortal.
He maybe got like a couple of chrono boosts out of it, but that really doesn't pay for it. And I love what Rain is doing here, just following up with the losing a lot of losing a couple of stalkers there, just straight off to the Immortals. I think the rest of them are going to get picked off though for the cost of a couple of stalkers, so that is pretty nice for Rain. He's just got to be so careful to make sure he doesn't lose all the rest of his stalkers, because that would be a bit of a mistake at this point in time. You don't want to do that.
He's just getting some good
he's just gonna get out.
Value out of it. The ring around the Rosie. And the sentries, though, could get a nice force field. Yeah, every stalker does count here, while that blink cooldown is down.
Losing a little bit. If desRow pushes back across the map, there are some decent forces at the front for Rain at this point in time. But he's not incredibly well defended. His mothership core does have enough energy for an overcharge, and of course these stalkers of desRow, they don't have blink, so they'll be pushing straight up the ramp into that. And actually the Oracle, how many kills did that get? 5 kills.
5 kills.
That's losses desRow can't afford to be taking at this point.
Yeah, desRow's pretty much fully all in here, and he's just going to be going. He lost both of his Immortals, so those unit advantage is that he would have are no longer existent. And he's just going to go in with non-blink stalkers and a few sentries against a Protoss player that should have a photon overcharge. And even, he's not making anything else out of the...
Force fields go down. Immediately, a few stalkers get picked off. Rain is not missing a trick, not dropping anything in that attack. Just keeping his advantage up.
Didn't even use his photon overcharge.
No, he's saving that for when it really matters. And the thing is, it's going to really matter pretty soon. Oh, nice force fields going down there. Walling off the Stalkers of Rain a little bit, but in general might not still be enough.
No, even one Immortal. He does have the Immortal, now goes on the Photon Overcharge, and when it does finish, there is going to be room for another one, but desRow trying to get as much damage as he can. An Immortal comes down here for Rain, and GG will be called, just not enough. And wow, just... almost.
In the red, it is the Protoss player Rain, and his opponent. I mean, he started across the map, but he's moved a little bit.
He actually has more buildings inside of his opponent's base than he does in his own.
Yeah, bit cheeky.
Scouted immediately. Well, of course, that opponent is desRow here of Rain, and a very early scout of his base, seeing that. Proxy 2-gate inside of the main of himself, Rain, and he has a Zealot on the way that is pretty much on the same time as desRow's first, as they both did use that Chrono Boost. They're not even taking a gas. Rain taking this especially seriously, and is just going to match the production of desRow, and even making a little bit of a Sim City in case he ever does get overwhelmed. Really nice micro here from Rain as he just buys time for his other units to come out. He does have his probes, of course, to assist in this defense. And
I'm just watching how he's orchestrating this. In general, his probe micro. Oh, loses one for the first time though. Seeing a couple going down. The Zealots are just being microed so well by Raid, darting them around. But he is taking some decent damage, and the probes are taking a few hits. It's a bit.
Yeah, I just realized that was desRow's pylon to get that area.
Yeah, he's. The thing that you really have to remember in this is Rain is automatically ahead in macro, so if he loses probes, he stops being ahead, but he's still probably a little bit ahead by virtue of his production being in the right place, and the fact that he's had more money for longer. I mean, yeah. that kind of is exactly what just happened there. Like he just had a bit more money, he produced a bit more, it came out a bit faster, the control was nicer. GG Rain 2-0. Fastest series in the whole of ASL Prime.